Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today I wanted to deal with this Smart LA 2028 project. This is something that I've been hearing. I was even discussing the concept of that with my brother a couple of days ago. But it's pretty interesting here. There's an article, one of these that I have here that we'll take a look at. And they're calling this at least the connection that certain people are starting to draw between the LA wildfires and this Smart LA agenda. They're calling it a conspiracy theory, as they always do. But let's read it and see, because there is something known as Smart LA, right? It's a thing, right? This website here is cityoflosangeles.gov, and when you click on it, you can see information about it, right? There's even a video right here of this guy going into that, and I will link this article in the comments so you can watch it. It's about 5 minutes long. So this is the actual thing, this smart city. Okay, it's not some something that we're making up or whatever the case is. And you might ask yourself, so how do you, because this involves the upgrading of infrastructure, right? So you may ask yourself, how do you then simultaneously, right, at the same time, while civilians are living and using this infrastructure and these resources, how do you upgrade it at the same time? It's going to take much longer, right? Because let's take, for example, if you wanted to say upgrade all the trains or for the subway system in New York City, because people still use them, you would have to do it one by one, right? You would have to say like a rolling upgrade, right? You have to say, okay, for the next 3 months, the 4 train is not going to be working, so you're going to have to take the 2 train or some other train, and it'll make similar stops, or you just take the bus or find another route, right? And then they work on the 4 train, they upgrade it, yada yada. Then they move on to the next, okay, the D train for the next 3 months is not going to be working, and blah blah blah, because they still need to accommodate for people using it while they're also trying to upgrade it. Now, if you were to say some way somehow move everybody out of New York, and nobody could use any of the subway system or the train, the MTA or whatever the case is, then you could say we'll just have more workers, and if it takes 3 months for the 4 train, it takes 3 months for the D train, it takes 3 months for the 2 train. Well, it can take 3 months for all of them. You will just have people working on each and every one of them at the same time, because we don't have to worry about people using it while we're also trying to improve it. So that's sort of that concept, right? Even when you have a house and you want to renovate it, they have to break it down. And when they break it down, you're not going to be living in there while they do that. You need to be out of there so they can have the freedom and the autonomy to really do what they have to do, right? So with that concept in mind, you think about it, if they were planning to create this Smart LA 2025, preparing to host the Olympics and whatever the case is, how are you going to be able to build it that fast and upgrade the infrastructure and the tech that fast while people are living there, with their houses and yada yada? So anyway, just something to think about. Let me get this precept real quick, and then we go into the article. This is Ecclesiasticus 5:15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. And this is very important to keep in mind. Things that may seem coincidental or far-fetched or insignificant, or they just happen out of nowhere, sometimes they are really a bigger deal in disguise, as a small thing or something that's unrelated. So anyway, let's take a look at this article here. So it says, LA wildfires deliberately started to turn Los Angeles into smart city by 2028. Bizarre claim surfaces. Now, let's think, okay, let's say this is just some claim. People are making this up. This is a CT, right? Well, there's only one way to find out. And there's going to be something is going to happen. They're not going to leave this place in ruins, burnt up. right? Eventually, they're gonna come out and they're gonna have the fires under control once it burns enough acres, right? That it satisfies them. They're gonna have it under control. Oh, we were finally able to find a means to put out the fires, right? And you can even look at that and say, okay, what did you do differently? Was it just time that you needed? You were, for days you were saying that there's zero containment of these fires. They're crazy, you know. So what did you do differently that allowed you to put out these fires after it burned through so much land? Cool. So that's done, right? But then you just watch and see what happens. What is the next step here? What is the next protocol? Do you allow the people whose houses were destroyed to go back? Were they even insured? And who takes over? Does the government say, okay, we'll come and rebuild these houses? We'll set up a new project. What happens to this land that was burnt up? And by observing what happens to it, you can find out if this indeed was just a conspiracy theory or if there was some truth to it. Because the level of infrastructure that is used to rebuild this land, it can very well resemble that of a smart city. And if it does, then okay, well, they might try to pitch it as a healthy coincidence, right? That just so happened to lead to them being able to innovate this place. But then, people are going to start to look at these claims here and say, this seems a bit too coincidental, and I put that in quotes, to be just a coincidence. So anyway, let's read this here. And if this is indeed the plan, then you can expect, right, as they're sort of going with this direction, LA is not going to be the only, but maybe the first. So it says here, as Los Angeles battles 5 wildfires, a conspiracy theory claims, or I'm gonna abbreviate that to CT, to hopefully have a chance of saving my channel from getting a strike. But anyway, these they call CT claims were started for the Smart LA 2028 project. Social media posts. Social media posts link the fires to arson, and one suspect arrested in Palisades facing life imprisonment if convicted. The theory alleges a push to transform Los Angeles into a smart city. Now, that is real, right? There is an agenda. There is something called Smart LA 2028, right? So that's not something that's just like by coincidence, or some theory somebody made up. This is actually something that they're trying to do, right? Cool. So let's read further. So it's even as 5 wildfires rage in Los Angeles, affecting thousands of acres of land, one conspiracy theory, or CT, after another is going viral about these fires. The latest one claims that the wildfires were deliberately started to clear the roads for the Smart LA 2028 project, an initiative to turn Los Angeles into a smart city driven by technology. And as we keep on going, you'll see how this smart city enables the enforcement of things like Revelation 13 and 16, right? So if you thought that things were already getting out of hand now, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Where we at? Right. Several social media posts trumpeting the CT have surfaced, alongside reports of arson to deliberately start the fires. At least one person has been arrested for arson in relation to the fire in Palisades, Pasadena, and faces life imprisonment if convicted. Here are some of the posts. LA Pacific Palisades is totally engulfed in flames, and very interestingly, LA is positioned to be an AI smart city by 2028. It's interesting. One user wrote, which was a targeted, was it a targeted DEW, which is direct energy weapons strike, to grab up some more precious land? Well, who knows? Los Angeles, yeah, this is what we just read, and you can see here they've put it side by side, the images of the burning, and this Smart LA 2028. Let's talk about Smart LA 2028 and how the LA fires have conveniently aligned with their urban redevelopment agenda. Fires create cleared land that's suddenly available for reimagining neighborhoods in line with smart city visions. Another said. It's interesting. And this is the video that is in here. So, like I said, I've already linked it so you can access it there. So it says it's all planned. Tell the truth. Smart city, said another. And that's the thing. We've said this before. You can only push the truth or paint the truth as a CT for so long, because if it's in your plans to do it and people are just exposing it early, you can keep saying no, that's a CT, no, it's not real, no, it's this, but eventually you're gonna have to do it, right? It's in your plan, you want to do it, you're gonna have to do something, and that's something that you're gonna want to do. You can't really disguise it. If a thief wants to rob a bank and somebody suspects him ahead of time and says, this guy wants to rob a bank, and he's like, nah, that's just that he's just lying, at some point you're gonna rob the bank. And when you rob the bank, everybody's gonna know, oh, he was right. The guy wanted to rob the bank the whole time. In fact, he did plan or start robbing the bank. So the only difference is those that didn't believe when it was first said that this thief wants to rob the bank, maybe even the bank owners or whatnot, they're going to be paying the consequence. But everybody will be on the same page at that point. That, oh yeah, I mean, he's robbing a bank, right? So when this agenda comes to fruition, everybody will see that it wasn't a CT, it was reality. It was reality. All right, but for some, it will be a grim reality. Let's see. The Smart LA 2028 project transforms Los Angeles into a smart and sustainable metropolis for the 2028 Olympics. Green mobility, connected infrastructure, renewable energy, and inclusion, a vision for the future. Coincidentally, LA is set to host the 2028 Summer Olympics, added one. And let me read this part down here. I think this part is the interesting part, and maybe I'll play this clip here, or maybe I'll just link it in the article, because you know how YouTube gets when you play certain clips, right? So here it says, what is Smart LA 2028? Smart LA 2028 is the City of Los Angeles initiative to improve urban living through smart technology and innovation. Do you think that this is going to not involve artificial intelligence? As per the declared aims of the project, it will address key urban challenges such as racial injustice, natural disasters, and the environment and the digital divide. It won't be a smart city if it doesn't have technology. You know why they call certain phones, you know why there's a difference between a regular phone and a smartphone, right? Or a smart TV, or the whole Internet of Things, the smart devices in your homes. So imagine a smart city. Everything is going to be interconnected, okay? And eventually that's going to include you as they push towards the Internet of Bodies. It aims to build infrastructure integrating physical and digital systems to enhance efficiency and accessibility, leverage data tools to improve decision making. What better way to leverage data tools than with an artificial intelligence or a machine learning model that can consume large, data sets and make predictions and decisions based on that much faster than you can, and make public service delivery more efficient and build an inclusive, listen to this, digital infrastructure that ensures accessibility, focusing on equitable and inclusive digital access. So, yeah, that's inclusive so long as you comply. And it's much harder to live in a smart city without being a smart person or a smart being or whatever they're going to label it, a smart citizen, whatever the case is. Only smart citizens can comfortably live in smart cities. And smart citizens are called smart citizens because there's going to be something different about them than just a regular person. It will be much harder for you to live in a smart city if you are not integrated into it, by whatever means they propose. So let that be known, and keep that in mind. Anyway, I wanted to bring this out, put that on the radar. I'm sure some of us already heard about it, but let's keep an eye out for what's the next step after these fires. What direction do they head in? What do they say? How do they rebuild it? And that'll sort of let you know just how much of a CT this really is, if at all. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.